Yo, what's going on? What's going on? Welcome to another episode of Empire Jeff TV. I'm your host, Empire Jeff, coming to you on a Tuesday night. Happy New Year to everyone, man. Happy New Year. I know it's the second. I didn't go live on the 31st or the first. Your boy had a lot of things going on, man. But Happy New Year to everyone tuning in, man. Hope you had a good, safe entry into 2024, man. So yeah, man, Happy New Year and all that. Thank you everybody for pulling up. Topic of tonight is the Lakers got to hold it together a little bit longer. Not much else they can do right now prior to January 15th. We're about 2 weeks out from things being serious. They can have discussions right now, of course, but if there's any type of big trade that they really want to do, they really can't do it right now anyway. So we're kind of on the outside looking in of trade season, man. We can see it. It's right over the hill. There's a light at the end of the tunnel, but we're not there yet. So the Lakers got some things they got to do, and they got to hold it together for these next 2 weeks until Rob Pelinka can attempt to do his thing and try to make this team better via trade. So a lot of things are going to have to happen for that, man. They're going to need to get a little healthier, obviously. They're going to have to get on the same page a little bit more. They're going to have to figure out some starting lineup that doesn't get them down crazy to start games. And Darvin Ham has to start figuring things out now, because if he doesn't, then it's probably going to end up being all she wrote for him by the end of the year or early in the next year. I don't believe he gets fired this season, but if he doesn't start kind of turning things around and kind of steadying this ship here, then, if he loses that locker room, it doesn't matter what I think. It doesn't matter what, fan base thinks. If he loses the locker room, you got to do what you got to do at that point. He's got to go if you lost the locker room. If he hasn't, then they're going to wait it out. I don't believe he has yet. Just looking at body language and interaction on the floor with him, does not look like the players hate their coach. Doesn't seem to be that. So that in and of itself is probably a strong enough reason for them to keep him through the rest of the season. So I don't think he's going anywhere. But the roster is got some issues, and they've got to figure some things out. I don't think they got to do anything crazy, but they definitely going to do some things to try to put some life into this team and kind of get rid of this funk that they're in, and kind of just get whatever energies over there that's helping, lead to this kind of rough patch that they're in right now. So shout out to everyone who's pulling up here, man. Like I said, Happy New Year to everyone. Thank you for pulling up. I see Juan was in here early. He said first. What's going on, Juan? Thanks for pulling up. Appreciate you, bro. What's up to you as well? We got Micah claiming second. Oh, wait. Jump ball. We got Dante and Micah. What's up, fellas? Thanks for pulling up. Appreciate y'all, man. Thank you for pulling up. Savage, what's going on? Thank you for pulling up. Laker Familia, salute to you as well. Craig as well. We got who else we got in here? I think they like me. Thank you for pulling up. Appreciate you. Did you see the Celtics Thunder game? I did. I was watching my brother Dan, the Lakers fan, who's doing live play-by-play. Started that segment today, and he was calling the Thunder Celtic game. It was a great game all the way down to the end. That game was nuts. SGA is a certified problem. They couldn't do nothing with him. Porzingis was a problem for OKC too, but too much SGA, man. I think he had like 16 points in the third quarter. He was just incredible tonight. That OKC team is fun. I watch them a lot. They're my quote-unquote league pass team, so I watch their games a lot. I'm going to cover them some this season in Oklahoma City. I got family out there. I'm going to be taking multiple trips. So shout out to OKC for pulling that win out tonight, to beat the Boston Celtics. That was one heck of a game tonight. The Celtics came all the way back. They were down 18. They got it to within 2 in the final seconds there, and just couldn't get over the hump. Williams hit a pretty big shot there, and SGA. Sorry, my dog was over here breakdancing, just making all kinds of noise like I'm not recording. SGA, got fouled there at the end, and Giddey made a couple of free throws. So Thunder almost blew it, but they didn't. Shout out to them for getting the win. But yes, I did watch it. So. Man, I'm telling you, that team is fun to watch, man. Hey, JS, what's going on? Thanks for pulling up. Absolutely. First stream of 2024. There's a tie. Here they go. Hey, Reg Dog, what's going on, man? Reg Dog TV. Shout out to you, brother. If you haven't already, head on over to Reg Dog TV, man. Give your boy a sub over there, man. Appreciate you pulling up, man. Thank you for the support as usual. Rob, what's going on? Thank you for pulling up, man. Appreciate you as well. Happy New Year, Jeff. What do you think? The Lakers Nation saying the best roster that should get more men's, D'Lo, Christie, Prince, Braun, AD. It's funny. That's the exact one I threw out, because when you look at the net rating, we need to see it. We need to see this one one time, I think, just one time. I know people are anti-D'Lo, don't want him in the starting lineup. I ran that lineup. Definitely, I mentioned that actually on my last stream. So it was D'Lo, Christie, Prince, Braun, NAD, You've got shooter and D'Lo, shooter and Prince, and somewhat capable shooter and Christie. And you got two guys who can switch on the perimeter and Christie and Prince. You got Braun and AD, and you got two ball handlers out there with Braun and D'Lo. So I like I would like to see that lineup. I don't know if that's going to be the savior lineup, but that's one thing I was kind of harping on last stream is I want to see this lineup once. I want to see this lineup once and potentially even the one that got us to the Western Conference Finals last year. But not until Vando's fully healthy or just cancels out that lineup. I want one more run at D'Lo before we fully give up on him. I still think he's potentially the most likely one out of here. But I would not mind seeing this lineup, Kurt. This is exactly what I want to see, and see how it turns out. You said like a week. Facts. Red's going off early. Let's see. Juan said, "Hey Jeff, do you think we're going to make a trade early or on the deadline?" It depends. So what's going to happen is, so when you saw a team like Toronto, they clearly didn't feel like they needed to get into a bidding war to move OG Anunoby to the Knicks. They felt they got the package they wanted. They felt they didn't need to wait until at least January 15th to see if the other, half of the league could get involved here. They went ahead and did it now. So that leads me to believe that there are a lot of buyers out there, but maybe people aren't willing to get crazy on the price. So this could help the Lakers. So if you look at someone like OG Anunoby, who people were talking about could be going for as high as 3 first-round picks only a season ago, he basically goes for Detroit's second-round pick, which is technically as close as you can get to a first-round pick. It'll be the first pick of the second round. So you get OG Anunoby. Granted, you move RJ Barrett, you move Emmanuel quickly. But like I said, RJ Barrett, I think the Knicks felt they overpaid, so they probably weren't too upset, to get rid of him. And quickly they felt they might have to overpay to keep him. So it worked out there. So when I look around the league and I see a deal like that go down, when last year they were calling for like 3 first-round picks for him, I believe they turned down a deal from Memphis for him, and the Knicks just want to meet the cost last year. So when you start looking around at that, if OG Anunoby didn't net 1 first-round pick, then, and this is a certified two-way guy, can guard 1 through 5, perfect for Tom Thibodeau's system, as I mentioned. Very good defender, very good guy you want on a winning basketball team. If he doesn't even net a first-round pick, then maybe I need to change my thoughts on the DeJounte Murray move, because I'm sitting here thinking the Lakers have no shot at him with only a first-round pick. However, I'm still going to stand on that for now, because I keep going back to what Atlanta gave up to get Murray. 3 first-round picks and a first-round pick swap to get him. Plus, they extended him. There are no pressure to move him right now. He's not a pending free agent. He's going to have value. So I think that he can net potentially more than a first-round pick. See, OG Anunoby was going into free agency. So a team that's trading for him had to look at him as a potential rental. So that lowers the trade value there as well. Whereas DeJounte Murray doesn't really have any leverage on his end. The Hawks are holding all the cards. They can probably demand a little bit more. But the fact that OG only netted a second-round pick is interesting to say the least there. So I'm interested to see what the next move is when you look at the league. Like, what's the next move? Is it going to be, is someone going to be prior to January 15th and get a move out the way? Because someone like OG coming off the board, that's a big chip coming off the board. That's one less player that teams are going to be bidding on. So, Toronto talked to other teams. They put the word out there. They were having conversations. They clearly felt they weren't going to get a better deal than that, or they would have waited. So that leads me to believe that either sellers are asking too much or buyers are offering too little. And nothing speeds up negotiations like a deadline. So the closer you get to that February 8th trade deadline is when you're really going to start to see some potential movement. And I know a lot of people, I know the Wojs are out there, the Shams are all that, saying that there seems to be a lot more buyers than sellers. But I'm telling you right now, I've been telling you guys this since before the season started. There are going to be teams looking at this summer and trying to get ahead of it, and trying to get ahead of not necessarily to add to their team, but to remove people from their team, from their payroll, from their books. So you think about it right now, when you have you have buyers but it's a seller's market, right? Well, come summertime, all the sellers who are looking to dump salary to get out under potentially a second apron, or just try to reset before that all goes into play. Because like I said, this next summer is the real boogeyman of the new CBA. Well, then all of a sudden it's going to be a buyer's market, because what's going to happen is you're going to have all these people looking to offload contracts. It's going to be more expensive to move them in the summer around the draft prior to July 1st. So Now might be a time for some of those teams who might have previously waited until the summertime to make their move now. So with that being said, I think there could be. I'm not guaranteeing it, but I can definitely say I would not be surprised if we say just a fury, like just a flat flurry of moves that come out of nowhere, and you're going to be kind of surprised by them because it's going to be teams looking at next summer and like, you know what? Let's just reset. Let's get it going and let's see what happens. Do Suns do something crazy? I don't know. Do the Warriors do something crazy? I mean, like I said, these teams out there who've got these really high salaries, really high payrolls, aren't playing well, and they've got to figure something out. And I can see those teams doing something nuts. And then, like I said, you got LaVine floating around here. I've put it out there that I could see LaVine landing on the Warriors. I really could. I've heard Pascal Siakam being linked to the Warriors by multiple people. So that's something that could happen. So that Chris Paul contract, while maybe the player is not as you know in demand as it used to be, that contract being an expiring deal could be or a non-guaranteed deal could be a very big trade chip for the Golden State Warriors. So a lot easier to move than someone like a Draymond Green, which I don't think they would anyways, or a Thompson, who I also don't think they'd move. So just keep those in mind because the more I look at it, and the way that they say the value for LaVine is just not much. I could see the Warriors making a move on him with Chris Paul's contract, a Kuminga, and a pick, especially if Chicago just wants to get out of that salary. Of course, they want to make it look like they want to have value in him and they value him. But I think Chicago's sitting at 4.5 years left on that deal. If they can get out from under it and get a pick for it, I think they'll do it in the long run. So Golden State is going to be in the mix for that. I absolutely believe that. Hey, Jericho Fair, thank you for pulling up. I appreciate you. One of the best NBA minds. Keep educating us, Jeff. We're here, baby. Go Lakers. Where's that little cute puppy? Hey, Jerica, thank you so much, man. Compliments like that is why I do this. I appreciate you. I'm just one of the many, many basketball minds on this platform. So I appreciate the compliment. Thank you so much. The puppy is over here causing ruckus. He just took off one of my shoes. I'm hoping that it's going to survive his wrath, but statistics show that it probably will not. So appreciate you checking on the pup. Lucky's good, man. He's over here playing with his toys and apparently wanted some leather to incorporate into his toy chest and took off with a shoe. So appreciate you, man. Hey, man, we got the GOAT in the building. Shout out to Dan, the Laker fan. As I mentioned, man, I was tuned in watching this whole stream over there, man. I had the game on my TV, but I had DTLF on commentary. So shout out to Dan, man. For those who don't know, he's going to be doing live play-by-plays of games multiple times a week. So get on over there and check that out. Definitely want to pull up on that channel over there and talk more hoops with my brother over there. So as long as the invite is there, I'll definitely pull up. So definitely gonna hear us calling some games, man. So in the near future. So pull up on Dan's channel. Make sure to check out his live play-by-play. Did a great, phenomenal job in his first one. I'm proud of you, bro. Proud of you. Great work. What we got here? Thanks, Jeff, for preaching. Oh, thank you. Appreciate you guys. Like I said, this channel will be nothing without the participants. So thank you guys. You all appreciate it. Hey, African Gamer, what's going on, my brother? Hope you're having a good one, man. Hope you had a good New Year's. Shout out to everyone again. Hope you all had a good New Year's, man. Safe New Year's. I had a good New Year's. For the most part, it was safe, but I had a little man, me being me and all that, man. I definitely had me another Jeffrey experience, man. I'll get to that in a bit, but man, always seems to happen, man. Something about me and hills. And stumbling. My God, man. Happy New Year though. Jeff, did you say one more shot with D'Lo? Yeah, I did. Just for the simple fact that I do think that lineup that Kurt threw out there that I had mentioned, I want to see that lineup. Look, African Gamer, he's on his team for another 2 weeks. We don't have Gabe Vincent. We're then at the guard position. He's going to need to play, so I'm not going to be rooting against him because we need him to play well to win. So I'm not asking for D'Lo to stay for the remainder of the season. I'm not asking for them to not trade him. But what I'm saying is in the next 2 weeks that we have him, I would like to see that lineup of D'Lo, Christie, Prince, Braun, and AD in a starting lineup because I think it'd be a better starting lineup to start the game with a little bit more energy. That's just my preference. And apparently Kurt feels the same way because he threw that lineup up there too. So all I'm saying is one more shot with D'Lo. He's gonna play African Gamer. It's not like they're sending him on the bench and putting him in street clothes saying don't suit up. They're gonna play him. So as long as they're going to play him, I'm rooting for him to do well because we need him to. what is going on with the Lakers right now. What's going on right now is a lot of just yeah, I believe, like I said, it's a team that everyone, myself included, thought that the roster was going to be stronger than it is. That roster is a little bit more broken than we thought. They're sorting through that. I think that was a little bit of a shocker to the team, to Darvin Ham, to the players. I think everyone was really happy with the moves that were made. They're just not happy with the results. And sometimes that happens, man. I felt Rob Pelinka did a phenomenal job in the summer. I truly did. The fact that it didn't work out, I still don't take back the fact I love the moves he made. They made a lot of sense to me. They're just not working out. Health is the reason for that. No steady rotations, mixed up starting lineups, guys not knowing their roles. That's definitely on Darvin Ham. But a lot of these guys just aren't playing well. So Darvin, like I said, faces his share of blame without a shadow of a doubt. Even if you want to give him most of the blame, I'm okay with it. But what I'm saying is these players have to play better. And if they're not playing better, then the moves mean nothing. The moves that Pelinka did mean nothing, because even if we loved all the moves he made when they got, on the court and they put that Lakers jersey on, they just didn't deliver. And I believe Rob will make the moves that are needed and do everything he can to make moves that will improve this team like he did last year. But he's just not been able to do so yet. And he's about 2 weeks out from when he can really start to do his job, because, pretty much the only people that were tradable on this team were Braun, AD, like Max Christie, like these guys. And then those are the three guys they really don't want to move. Christie, they want to keep for the future. He's a pending free agent. I think he has a chance to be a solid role player. But like D'Lo, Austin Reeves, Rui Hachimura, all the guys they signed on the minimums, Torian Prince, like none of these guys were eligible to be moved until some of them December 15th. But as far as if we're talking about doing a big money trade, then you had to wait till after January 15th. And, we're approaching that now. So people are pressuring Rob, like, what is Rob doing? Rob's got his hand in his pockets like Darvin, and that's not the case. Rob is not able to do anything yet. You know what I mean? So we're getting closer and closer by the day, though, for sure. I don't think D'Lo going to flourish on this team. Who could be something else off, and I don't disagree with that, Micah. I don't know if he's going to be able to flourish on this team either. I just want to see that lineup one time. I think it has a little bit of everything. We haven't seen it in the starting unit. It's a very good lineup in the metrics with over 150 possessions. It has worked numerous times in the past. We've just never used it as a starting lineup, and that's what I would love to see. Jeff, there are small trades that can help. Grimes doesn't get a lot of minutes for the Knicks. They need wing defense. Cam in a second for or two for Grimes. I don't think that. Well, I got to look at Grimes' money. I haven't looked at it yet, but Cam is making the minimum, so that's probably not going to work. I can load that up real quick and see what Grimes' salary is looking like. But I don't think that the Knicks want Cam Reddish back at all. They moved him last deadline over to Portland, and they looked like they had pretty much already given up on him before. I don't think they or anyone in the league has seen much from Cam that anyone's going to really want to invest in. I think he snuck up on people for a little bit and then didn't. But let me go in and check out what Grimes' money is here real quick, because as far as I know, he's going to be, I think he might be too much there for him. So actually, no, tripping. Okay. So he's about 2.5. So yeah, you could do that. So good job. Good job. I hadn't looked that up. I think he has one more year at about 4 million the following year. So I don't know if the Lakers do that move. I don't know if they want him on the books for next year before he hits restricted free agency, but good job. Good job. So he's a little about 2.4 mil. So you're in the ballpark, but I don't believe that the Knicks would move for Cam for him. I think they'd try to get a little bit more value out of there. But you're onto something though. Bloodhound, what's going on, bro? Happy New Year's, Jeff. What will we have to give up for OG and quickly? To get OG and quickly, well, you can't get OG. He just got traded. Quickly, I don't know if Toronto's going to look to move him. I know, making the move for Barrett, they kind of signaled they were trying to move for guys that had longer term deals that couldn't leave in free agency. They traded for Quickly, and people were like, well, he's a free agent, but he's a restricted free agent, so they can match his money. So I don't think they're going to look to move him. I think they look to get him, to keep him and re-sign him. They can match. They've got his restricted free agency rights there. So they're in position to keep both of those guys, where OG was a pending free agent. Gary Trent Jr. is a pending free agent. Pascal Siakam is a pending free agent. So look for those two guys to potentially get moved, along with Dennis Schroeder again, our old friend Dennis Schroeder, because I think they're going to be making some changes up there. And even though Dennis is signed longer term, but I don't know if they move Gary Trent, then maybe they keep Dennis. But I think all those guys are going to be in play. I really do. He said, "What's up, Chad? Here to support my ATL bro. Talk to him." And Dan mentioned on the show earlier tonight too that Around the League will be coming twice a week soon. So I believe we're back on this Thursday, and then we're going to try to work in some Saturdays in here as well. So make sure if you guys haven't already, but you guys already do, hit up the GOAT Dan, the Laker fan. Great content, like I said, he added to his programming today with live play-by-play. My voice is still a little shaky from New Year's. Still a little shaky. It's coming back, but still a little shaky here. And yeah, he definitely did pick the perfect game to do. That game was looking like it was about to be a blowout at the end, and then Boston went on a fury there and got it down to 2 in the final minute, I believe. LaVine might get traded to a random team like the Nets or Pelicans. Yeah, he might, but I also don't think that his value is going to be high. I think where LaVine goes, it's going to be for a lot less than what people thought a year ago and even earlier this season. So I don't think you're going to see multiple first-round picks for him. I'm not even sure if you're going to see a high-value first-round pick for him. I think teams know at this point that the Bulls will probably be okay with moving him. They want to sell to their fan base that they're not just going to tank and just throw players away. But I think the league is smart enough to realize that Chicago probably doesn't want to pay him the long term anyways. So the league's like, look, we're taking $4.5 million of this money. We're not going to overpay for him as far as asset goes because we're going to have to overpay for him on his contract. So we'll give you some salary matching. If it's a team that doesn't have cap space, we'll work out some type of draft compensation that we're comfortable with and take it or leave it. But from what I'm hearing, I've talked to people across the league who cover multiple different teams, and I can't find a serious bidder for him. I talked to someone in Philly, and they're like, "Yeah, I mean, the money though. They really, really, really value free agency this summer for some reason." So I was asking, like, what about Jeremy Grant? Because I've heard that Philly's got an eye on him, and they're like, "Well, there's a couple of guys that they would do it for." And LaVine isn't one of them, but they confirmed my I was watching this Golden State game. They confirmed my suspicion that they most definitely have an eye on Jeremy Grant. That is a guy they would move for if a right deal was in place. So, but what they're telling me as of right now, LaVine just isn't that guy right now. They're not. While Jeremy Grant also has 4.5 years left on a deal. It's $30 million versus what they're going to be paying LaVine, and so they just. A couple of years from now, that $30 million deal won't look as disgusting as it does when he first signed it there. So I can that could definitely happen. Damn, Jeff ain't from Atlanta. No. ATL around the league. All things basketball. What's up, my guy? Thank you for pulling up. Appreciate you. Salute to you as well. I love that you love the content. Thank you so much. You're always very supportive whenever I see you on other platforms. So thank you, and I appreciate you. Hold on. Lucky over here trying to get on the mic. Hey, Luck. No, come on. No, don't chew the cord, buddy. Don't chew the cord. Where's my shoe? Where's my shoe, homie? Where's my shoe? Sorry, terroristic puppy running up on us one more time here. OATL around the league. Here we go. Had no idea I was a Hawks fan. I'm not a Hawks fan. Here we go, y'all. This is when the chat falls off a cliff. Here we go. ATL around the league. No doubt. We also got another goal to building, man. Hey, salute my brother, Straightway Georgia, Pastor Rufus, man. Mr. Elder Rufus in the building, man. Hey, Elder, man, thank you again for being a member and for all your continued support of the channel, man. I appreciate you more than you know. Thank you so much. You're always majorly supportive, man. So I thank you. Hope you had a good New Year. Blessings to you and your family, brother. Thank you for pulling up. Appreciate you. Let's see what we got. All right. Is there someone out there you think we could add as an assistant coach to Darvin? How to run or see how it's done in 2K? I saw a couple. I saw like someone in Detroit. They added someone in Detroit, right? I think there were 2 teams that added some bench help in the last like week or two. And that's what I've kind of been saying. I actually was saying that since last year. I was saying that I felt like the Lakers did Darvin a disservice, even though they said they were going to let him pick his coaching staff, which I think is, what you should do when you're picking a head coach. But when you're picking a rookie head coach, I don't know if you want him picking the entire coaching staff. Like, okay, look, we if you're going to pick your entire coaching staff, we prefer there to be a veteran former head coach on the bench. You could pick who that is, but this is the criteria that we want in an assistant coach to be there to help a first-time head coach. And I think that's where the Lakers kind of fumbled the bag right there, because while they wanted to let him pick his own staff because they kind of messed that up with Vogel, I think they may have given him a little bit too much authority in picking his staff because he really didn't go get anyone that was truly, that guy as in like a true associate head coach is someone that I would have liked to see. So this summer, when they went through that last year, I thought for sure the Lakers would do that, and they didn't. So now, interesting enough that we're seeing teams add a couple of them, even to a coaching staff like Monty Williams, who's been a coach for a long time, just got paid. I mean, if he hits his incentives, and which I don't know if he's going to, but he can make upwards of $100 million on that contract, and they're adding assistants to his bench and to his staff. So I don't understand why the Lakers couldn't do that. But as far as who, I don't really know because, like I said, the guys that I like are more prodigy type, right? More guys that, like I would love a Rondo on the staff, but he's not a former head coach. You know what I mean? Like I don't know off the top of my head, like because most see that the really really good assistant coaches are all taken. You can get a lot of assistant coaches that'll be assistant coaches for 10, 15 years. They don't want to be a head coach. They're very good at what they do. They're happy in their role. They know their role, and they're good with that. There's guys that aren't going to be an assistant head coach looking over the main guy's shoulder, looking to take his job. They're just lifelong assistants. But I don't think Darvin needs a guy like that. I think Darvin needs a former, like, surefire. Steph is wilding, a former like head coach that had success. I'm not talking about Doc Rivers. I'm not talking about Mark Jackson. I'm not talking about any of those. And I see a lot of people talking about Quinn Snyder. They just added him to Atlanta, so I don't even think that's a possibility. So I just think they really need a strong assistant coach to come in and bringing someone out of the college ranks probably isn't a good idea. Like, it's just, I don't know like what it is. Like, you're not going to get like a real quality assistant from another team to move midseason just to become an associate head coach. Like, if they're going to become a full head coach, that's different. So it's a really hard time to do it now. You're going to get someone that's not working right now, and there just isn't tremendous. There's not a lot of great ones out there right now. Like I've said, I feel like the era of the great head coaches are kind of washing up. It's all player development guys and player coaches, player friendly coaches. A lot of those guys who really, really know the X's and O's, break down the game, and just really are true basketball geniuses. Uh, those are few and far between now. Like they're just not out there as much. And the ones that are out there, the ones that are locked up, are like the long term ones. Like the Spoles, the Popoviches, even someone like Quinn Snyder. I like him a lot, but like I said, he just got to Atlanta. I think the really only kind of throwback of the newer, even though he's not brand new, but one of the newer is like Nick Nurse, like those guys, like the Ty Lues, like even those guys have been in the league a little bit now. So it's an up and coming coach for a non rebuilding, lottery riddled team. I don't know who that guy is because they took a chance on Ham with being the rookie head coach, and he just, from that standpoint, it probably wasn't the right decision. But there just wasn't a ton out there. I know people talk about Mike Brown, but they may have talked to Mike Brown, and maybe Mike Brown had no interest in coaching for the Lakers and coaching LeBron James again. Maybe he just had no interest in it. We don't know that. So there's a lot of things to consider here. There are some guys who flat out won't take the Laker job because they don't want the pressure. They don't want they don't want to be on TV every night. They don't want their families facing stuff. Like, there's a lot of pressure that comes with coaching the Los Angeles Lakers. So some guys just are not built for it. Because D'Lo can work on and off the ball, which is perfect for LeBron team. And a guy like AD, something is just off. Something is not working. Not sure if it's chemistry or player beef, maybe. Yeah, it's really weird because the way AD is playing, you would think a point guard him would have a good vibe right now. And D'Lo does not play that great with AD. So it is a little something there. But I think that the thing with D'Lo is, like I've said multiple times, is they just don't get that guy in his proper spots. That's on him, and that's on the coaching staff, and that's on the other players. Like, as a leader, like, even I understand AD is not known as the main leader on this team. It's LeBron James, but as you as the main big man on this team, I'm going up to D'Lo every time. Like, look, you and me, this side of the court. Let's go get busy over here. Let's run a couple pick and rolls, pick and pops. Let's make them feel us over here, right? Let's insert our will on this game. And let's figure it out. Let's work on this. And I just don't see that enough. They gives AD the ball like when he's not even at his right spot. AD's got to put the ball on the floor, or he's just putting up a three. I saw in the last game, like, D'Lo actually got to a spot on the floor where he likes to put up shots. And before he pulled up the shots, he was looking around to see who was on the perimeter instead of firing it. So he's out there thinking before he pulls the shot. Now, he made the shot, but those are the things that lead to misses. You're not out there playing comfortable. You're not playing fluid. You're not playing free. And it's in his head a little bit there. So that's why I'm saying I would like to see D'Lo one more time in the starting lineup with him, Christie, Prince, Braun, and AD, because that lineup has done well when they played together. And like I said, over 150 possessions, so it's not something small. But I wouldn't mind seeing it one more time because we're about 2 weeks out from potentially moving him. So all the lineups that we have tried, I just don't agree with them. I don't understand why Cam is out there. You have Cam and Vandal. That's not going to work. Like, the only time Cam was out of the starting lineup was because he got hurt. Now they said, okay, this new lineup that it's going to be that way for the foreseeable future. But then Rui got hurt, so it's like every lineup that's changing, it's because of an injury. It's not because of strategy. That does have me concerned. So Dylan the Villain Brooks. Hey, Jeff, the Lakers and Warriors are both trash right now. I don't think they're making it to the play-in tournament or playoffs. You better be careful what you wish for, Mr. Dylan Brooks, because you saw what happened when you faced them last year. You know what I mean? Don't poke. Didn't you learn to start poking bears, man? Come on, man. Come on, man. Because Kyrie can work on and off the ball. Kyrie doesn't need to dominate the ball all the time to be effective. Now, D'Lo isn't Kyrie, but he can score on and off the ball. True. D'Lo and Kyrie are not in the same universe. That is a fact. Kyrie is also not available. But I've said this numerous times. D'Lo is a better player than what we are seeing. He is more skilled than what he's showing. But it doesn't really matter, right? If you're not showing it, you can be as skilled. I can label you as skilled as you want. But if you're not get out there showing that skill, it's a mute point, right? So D'Lo is a much better basketball player than how he is playing and how he's representing himself out there. But if he never shows that skill, then what's the point, right? So, and that's what we're facing with right now. I know you're joking. Optics, what's going on? The coach is the reason the Lakers are not going anywhere. You could bring all the stars to the Lakers. They won't win as long as Spam Ham is there. By the way, Happy New Year's from China. Hey, Happy New Year's to you, Optic. Thank you for pulling up. Again, my thing has been all year. I'm not disagreeing with any of the Ham banter. My thing is, which will continue to be, if they fire Ham tomorrow and bring in another head coach, like, if this roster is still not right, it's really not going to matter. If these guys aren't coming out to start the first quarter with energy, it's still not going to matter. If they're not playing aggressive, if they're not playing hard, if they're not fighting for loose balls, if they're not getting offensive rebounds, if they don't stop settling for threes in the worst moments to do so, then a head coach is not going to fix any of that. These guys need a reality check. They need to look at themselves in the mirror, as well as Darvin Ham. But I get what you're saying. I get why Ham is open to criticism. I understand it. He's not making it easier on himself. He's doing things that are hurting the team. I absolutely agree with that. But I will continue to come back to this because I want to prepare you guys that no matter what happens, these are the same complaints we had with Vogel. All right. We got a new coach and it's the same problem because our top two guys need to bring that energy and lead the team and hold their teammates accountable out there. And I understand that's a head coach and the assistant coach's job and all that, but these are your leaders on the floor. Lead by example. You know what I mean? That's never going to be something that's not required when you're a top one or two player on a basketball team that's striving to win an NBA championship. Yes, sir. We had a big dog, Mr. Elder Rufus, in the building, man. That's my guy right there. Appreciate you again, Elder. I think LeBron is done after next season, and he knows that, unfortunately. Yeah, I think next season, I think he does go at least one more year. But I think Bron can continue to play. He just can't play as a number one option. Like he said that multiple times, and they've done what they could to try to make that a reality. But Anthony Davis had just never been willing to take the torch. Now, Anthony Davis is having a phenomenal season. But if the rest of these guys don't step up and let Bron conserve some energy throughout the game, Bron should come out taking off in the first quarter and then feel the game out, get his guys involved, and then pick spots throughout the game and go from there. Jordan always used to say, man, as long as I got 8 points a quarter, I knew I'd get my 32. So Bron don't got to get out there trying to hit home runs. Bron can focus on 4 here, 6 here, get an 8 there. Like, he could do it. It's just he's got to get out there and he's got to show dominance early. And then if he needs to chill for a little bit and let AD go eat, that's cool. Austin Reeves come off the bench and rock, but he needs reinforcements. He needs help. And these guys got to bring into him. And I think the Taurean Prince has had a really strong season. His offensive numbers, which people tend to look at, but when he's on the floor, the Lakers tend to play better because he competes defensively. He goes, he chases around the screens. He comes off hard on the switches. Like, he does things that help the Lakers win basketball games. So when he does add offense to that, that's just icing on the cake. You know what I mean? So Taurean Prince has had a solid year, but they need that third consistent bucket getter. And Austin Reeves, while he's able to score, I don't know if he's that guy you want as your third option. Like, he's a very good player, but if Austin Reeves is your third best player, are you a championship contending team? I don't know. That's what I was saying about the Olympic team. If Austin Reeves is your second or third best player, then your national team is probably not that great, right? So that's how I look at it in the Lakers. Ideally, Austin Reeves is a fourth or fifth best player on your team, and you're in pretty good shape. The Lakers miss a third guy, but not a third star. That's what I want to be careful about saying. Oh, get LaVine, or go get this, or go get that. They don't need a third star. They don't need even an all-star level guy. They need a third guy who's capable of scoring consistently. You can find those guys who are not crazy paid and who are not all-star level players. You can find those guys. You're going to have to give up something to get them, but which is also why I feel like the buyout market has potential to be huge this year. I've spoken on that numerous times. I think the buyout market has a chance to be guys that in years past, it's always guys that were they were like all-star level players like years ago. They're really getting the name now, not really the production. I think this year's buyout markets are going to be names and production, which I think is the first time we've ever seen it. So I think for the majority of the time, those buyout guys rarely make an impact. They just never do. They're always the big names of guys who did something before, that you're selling to a fan base, and the fans are just hooked on the name, not the production. I think this year you're going to get guys who have big names and big production, and the Lakers are in prime position to get guys like that. Speaking of guys in production, anyone see Search, man? Search for Search. Where's Search at, man? Come on. Where's Search? Thank you for answering my question. Oh, no doubt. No doubt. I try to get to all of them. You guys know that. Katie, what up, my guy? Thanks for pulling up. I appreciate the support, man. Dylan said, for me, the Lakers doesn't need a third star. They need a reliable role player and one big center and fired these scammers. Rotations on offense scheme are trash. I'm not a Laker fan, but I follow LeBron's greatness. Yeah, you pretty much just said what I just said right now, too. So, yeah, we're on the same page there. I agree with you. They don't need a third star because they don't need to spend all that money for a third guy. Like I said, you can't sit there and pay a guy $40-45 million a year, and everything from the second he joins your team, everything is going to reduce. His attempts are going to reduce. His points are going to reduce. His touches are going to reduce. His usage rate is going to reduce, but his salary is going to continue to go up. You don't want to be in that equation. Trust me on this. Trust me. Eric Kwan, what's up, my guy? Tough time for a team that looks depleted and checked out. Yeah, I hear you. Man. The new year couldn't come fast enough. Hopefully you got some time away after that in-season tournament victory, and now they can kind of stack up. They're coming home. They got a favorable schedule in January. March is going to be just ugly, so they've got to take care of business in January. We could be sitting here 2 weeks from now, going to the trade deadline, looking better, operating from a position of power as opposed to a position of weakness. This is all a legitimate chance here. So that's why I said the title of this video is the Lakers need to hold on a little bit longer, because I think if they can get a couple wins going here and make some trades on the margins here along with the buyouts, then I think I think they're just a car on the side of the road that doesn't need the engine to be repaired. They just need a good jump start. And the jump start starts now. They need to get their act together now. So the Lakers need to figure out how to hold it together for a couple more weeks, get out there, compete, play hard, get to work, show up, show out, take the start of these games seriously. And Darvin Ham, man, we need more out-of-pocket experience, man. Out-of-pocket experience, man. You need to be up and down those sidelines. Get animated out there, man. Show the people you want this job. Show the team you want this job. Show the people that you got the courage to get out there. Challenge these referees. Burn your timeouts. Use challenge earlier in games. Like, take risks, my guy. Get out there and show these people that you're the man for the job. Because if you don't, then you're not the man for the job. A lot of Los Angeles has already given up on him. I understand that. But because I believe the Lakers will not fire him this year, that leads me to believe he still has a chance to make an impact, and he still has a chance to maybe turn some people around, because he's not going to go anywhere this year. So I'm not going to root against him, because that means our team fails. So that's not what I'm going to do. I'm going to root for him because I want him to do better, because I want our team to do better. And speaking of doing better, got 64 people in the building right now, 26 likes. So come on, do better. If you're just coming in the building, go and hit your boy off with a like on the video. If you have not done so already, please subscribe to the channel. Turn on notification bell to get notified when we go live, such as nights like tonight. About 30% of the people who tune in every night are not subscribers. So you're here anyways, man. Come on, hit us with a sub. All right. Appreciate you guys, man. Guillermo, what's going on? Thank you for pulling up. Appreciate the support. Salute to you as well. You think the Lakers are checked out? He's asking Eric. Yeah, I think they are right now, technically. Mission 24, what's going on? The year of the mama started with a quake in Japan. Oh, yeah, that's crazy, right? It did. And as much as Kobe was loved in Japan and China all the way over there, yeah, that's nuts. I didn't put two and two together, but you're absolutely right there. That's crazy. That's crazy. Sorry, I lost my spot here. There we go. Giovanni, what's going on, man? Hey, Empire Jeff, what's up? Lakers really need to play good and defense and make trades too. Yep. Their defense, like I said, I have moments. And I feel like the last game in Minnesota, the defense was solid. They couldn't get enough offense going. The offense has been the problem most of the season, which you know, which affects their defense, right? So I think their defense has been is serviceable, and I think they could be all right. Their offense is the major problem, man, and offense and the bench. I went into this season thinking that they could have the best bench in the league, and my God, they're nowhere near it right now. Austin Reeves is going to be in the conversation for Defensive Player of the Year. Excuse me, holy no, sixth man of the year. Wow, talk about completely misrepresenting. Never in hell Defensive Player of the Year, sixth man of the year. So he is in contention for sixth man of the year. So I think that they've got a pretty good role carved out for him there. But they just need more production off the bench on a nightly basis, and maybe getting Christian Wood involved more early. Same things I talk about D'Lo, about getting him involved and the team being more proactive and helping him come along. They need to do that with Christian Wood as well, I believe. I cannot believe I used Austin Reeves as Defensive Player of the Year in the same sentence. Whoa. There are rumors that Ham and Reeves aren't getting along. Is that true? I asked about that, and everything that I got back was saying that it's an overstatement, that there's no beef. There's been kind of a disagreement dating back to the realignment of the starting, losing his starting role. And Austin actually even touched on that in some post-game interviews and saying how he didn't like it, and he wasn't a fan of it, but he said, he shouldn't be a fan of it. When he wants to play this game, he wants to start, he wants to be better, but he'll do whatever is required for the team to win. And he said that he'll play his same game off the bench. So he had said that, openly. So that wasn't new. So what I heard when I checked around is basically it's just an echoing of what Austin said in a press conference. That there's really no beef there, but that there's frustration and with all involved. And Austin's getting his normal minutes, he's getting his normal touches, he's being his normal effective self. But there are some frustrations out there because when you're starting, you're on the floor with starters. When you're coming off the bench, there's at least one or two starters out of there. You are playing against some secondary players on the other side, but it's just kind of a philosophy thing. So, like I said, no beef. They're just kind of just going through some frustration, and a frustrating stretch of games here. Two teams that added bench help were Detroit and Milwaukee. We need to follow suit. Bring in Linda Ramis. Here we go. So to Milwaukee. Yeah, I know Milwaukee got rid of Terry Stotts right before the season started, and obviously Detroit needs all the help they can get right now. But that's something I wish the Lakers would do. I wish they would add someone to their bench. I just don't know who that name is, and if that person even wants to do it midway through the season, or almost to midway through the season. I know what you meant. Just admit that Darvin Ham is not the right coach for this team, bro. I'm not arguing that. My stance is not that he's the right coach for this team. I've never said that. My stance is that he's not going anywhere. That's my stance. I'm not sitting over here with pom-poms on for Darvin, saying Darvin is great, Darvin is this, Darvin is that. I'm not doing that. I've said multiple times that he's got his blame. You know what I mean? My thing is he's not going anywhere. That's my point. And the players, some of them are going to go somewhere. So I could sit here until I'm blue in the face and bash Darvin. I just don't think that's very good content. You know what I mean? I think everyone knows the elephant in the room that Darvin is struggling. But seeing up here episode after episode after episode, just beating a dead horse on Darvin Ham, that just doesn't make sense for me to do. I want to talk about basketball in general. I don't want to have a Darvin Ham channel. I have a basketball channel. So why do I think that Darvin Ham is the right coach for this team? He's not showing me anything that's proving that he is. No. But do I think he'll be fired this year? No. So having said that, sitting here and just beating a dead horse about Darvin Ham doesn't serve my narrative at all. Like, it's not what I'm doing. I'm not out here, chasing clicks. I'm out here talking basketball. So I'm not going to do that all game. All like every episode. Lakers all day dope. What's up, my guy? I hope you're having a good one, man. Trade Austin, first round pick for Murray. Trade D'Lo away to some other team. That wouldn't. You'd have to give up a little bit more than just Austin in the first round pick from Murray just to make the money work. And I'm not even sure that Atlanta takes that deal. Like I said, they gave up 3 first round picks and a first round pick swap to get Murray. He signed long term. They're under no pressure or no rush to move him. I don't believe Atlanta says yes to that trade. Lakers all day. I think they could get more for him. Let AD be forced not shooting silly jump shots and threes, and also LeBron needs to play aggressive. He plays sloppy. Yeah, LeBron is, he's 39 years old. He can't turn it on whenever he wants to. AD, I agree with you, needs to dominate throughout the game. He needs to play harder. And he's been playing great. AD's had a great season. If you look at his numbers and look at his impact and look at his last stretch of games, like AD has been great. The problem is, like I said, AD can't get help. There's that game where he had 21 points in the first half, finished with 33 for the game. He had 8 assists. He had 15 some rebounds. Like, yeah, block. He was doing everything, and I was still kind of disappointed that he only ended with 33 because he had 21 at halftime, 25 at the end of the third, and ended up with 33 for the game. Like, AD should have gotten 40 in that game. Is it a little greedy of me? Yeah, but I think we needed that 40 to win that game, and we lost the game because he didn't get 40. So there's games where I expect a guy to get 40 who's capable of getting 40. When you have 21 points in the first half, your Anthony Towns had 4 fouls with a minute into the third period. AD's got to touch that ball every single time in action, not just catching it by the 3-point line and things like that. So in a game like that, even though he had a phenomenal game, I was disappointed he didn't get 40 because he could have. He could have. It's not like, oh man, he played his heart out. He did everything. He get everything he could. What more do you want from him? Well, I wanted 7 more points because he was capable of getting those 7 points. This team is not a championship team, but a play-in team, first round exit. Maybe as currently constructed, I probably agree with you. I don't think this team is a contender right now as currently constructed, especially if their health continues to be an issue. I agree. I think a trade needs to happen to shake this up. Shan, what's going on, man? I personally don't want to get a slew of pieces. I'd rather move for 1 to 2 good, impactful pieces that won't mess up chemistry. Yeah, that's pretty much what I've said all along as well. Like I said, non-blockbuster moves and high-value buyout market additions, I think, is what's going to happen for this team. Rashid, they almost got him last year. He turned it down. They thought they had him. But he turned it down. But again, I would prefer a former NBA head coach on the staff. Do you think Glasnow, Miller, Bueller are enough to anchor the Dodgers rotation? I think the Dodgers will trade for another starting pitcher. Yeah. Damn, I got to do my Dodger video. I was going to do one today. Keep saying that. But yeah, they do need to add another one because of injuries. And you're spending a lot of money here on this team. You need to make sure the depth is there. You need to make sure. I think they potentially have between Glasnow, Miller, Bueller, and Yamamoto. I think the Dodgers have potential to have like at least 3 aces on this team, 3 frontline guys. So I think you'll see the Dodgers have like no real 5th guy. They're going to have a bunch of guys that are capable of being number ones, some 2s, some 3s, and like a 3-4. So I think even the Dodgers 5th or 6th starter, because they may stretch it out to every 6 games for this rotation. I think most of those guys won't be a 5th guy. Like they'll all be like 1, 2, 3, 3.5, which is going to be crazy. But health is wealth, and I still think they do something. Atlanta stacked up the other day with getting Chris Sale. That boy can stay healthy. He's going to be a problem. Left-handed pitcher is going to give to face that Dodger lineup. The Dodgers need a really, really good right-handed bat off the bench or a platoon guy that can hit lefties and some more pitching. Kershaw, I still think at this point comes back on a 1 or 2 year deal, and I still think they're going to be looking at a Dylan Cease, potentially a Josh Hader in the bullpen. I've got a video coming up on that soon. I just been waiting to get with a couple of my peoples who got the insight on that, and I was supposed to meet with them last week. So scheduled conflict didn't happen, so I'm supposed to meet with them this week. That's kind of why that video is getting pushed back. But the Dodgers are working on things. There's a couple of things in play right now. That Cleveland situation is big. But anyways, I want to save that for the Dodger video. But good question. Good question. But we got plenty of those videos coming up soon. Oh, yeah. I mentioned that. Yamamoto. Yeah, don't forget him. He's kind of an important guy, huh? Listen, Sendo873, thanks for pulling up. Appreciate you. Only former head coach that is available that maybe wouldn't mind being an assistant coach is Nate McMillan. Chris Gent and McMillan were together on Atlanta staff a couple years back with Darwin. I think Darwin was gone by the time McMillan got there, right? Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one, Sendo. That is a good one. He's a long tenured assistant, head coach who's had success places, not a championship level, but he's been a very good head coach at places. He's had a raw deal in a couple of places. I don't know if there's any there's something there that I don't know the inside on that, but I don't know if the kind of the places he's gotten out of there has been kind of a head scratching. Like, why would you let go of him for this? Like that when he got booted out of Indiana, it was like, why? And then Atlanta, it was like, why? And then it's like, maybe there is a why. I don't know. But as far as on the outside looking in, I agree with you. That one slipped my mind. So good job there. Probably they need a new coach. Darvin's scam rotations and offensive scheme is weird. Yeah, no, you're right. Empire Jazzy Jeff on the Rogan Experience, where it'll probably be a 5-6 hour podcast. Hey, thank you, Mission. Hey, you're probably right. I could do an all day shift, man. I could sit here like this. If this was a career, if this was something I was doing, like this is what I made the bulk of my money on, I would do this all day. Like I love doing it. I have fun with it. I have no problem doing a multiple hour podcast. You know what I mean? None whatsoever. I'm just trying to squeeze in within the schedule everything I got going on. But if I ever got to a point where this became like it took off and became something, and my dog here would be running around acting crazy as usual. What are you doing, bro? What are you doing? What is this guy? Hold on a second. Give me 1 second, guys. All right, sorry about that. He the terrorist over here. I hope that wasn't a part of my shoe that I just saw him with, but he has something. And he's oh my God. Gonna get this guy tested for PEDs, man. He on steroids over here. The trade rumor on D'Lo affect his game, I guarantee it. Oh, facts. He's human. He's human. He's human. He signed a shorter term deal with less money that he made last year. He was put a lot of pressure on himself, put a lot of trust in himself, but pressure on himself. And I totally understand. I think that is in his head. I would be surprised if it wasn't. The Lakers can also hire somebody to be a coaching consultant, whether that's an agency or hire a former head coach as a coaching consultant that could help Darby. Yeah, I said that last stream too, about maybe it's someone that maybe doesn't travel with the team, or maybe that isn't necessarily, but someone that is on a consultant level. I did say that. And it's funny because teams do that. They just don't often make it public. But teams do that. And I would not mind them doing that. And not only would I not mind it, I would implore them to do it by the small chance or the strange chance that anyone from the Lakers is actually listening or comes across this. Please get a consultant in there. I'm rooting for Darvin, man. He seems like a good guy. He really does seem like a good guy. I want him to succeed. Like I said, I'm not out here anti-Darvin hamming up the internet. I want him to do well. So I think the Lakers should throw every resource they can, and maybe they have, and he hasn't done it. I don't know. I've had people that I've worked with in the past that I've provided tremendous opportunity, tremendous structure, tools to get the job done, and they just felt they knew that their way was the right way, and they knew more, and they just didn't feel they could be taught anything. And typically, that's the first sign of failure. But I don't know if that's going on. I can't speak to that. But all I know is if I'm the Lakers, I'm heavily insisting on it. And if he doesn't want to do it, then that kind of shows what you're dealing with there, right? So I think they should do something like that. Let D'Lo stay on this Laker team and trade Austin Reeves. He's a bad defender. Stop hating D'Lo. He's been good month of November, and because of the silly rumors, he's not playing good. Well, I mean, again, they're just two different style of players. I wouldn't want to trade Austin right now, that's for sure. And I like D'Lo. I know a lot of people seem to want to blame D'Lo for everything that's going on with this team. I think that's a little premature. It seems like it's pretty much just all D'Lo and all Darvin Ham, and Gabe Vincent is the next Kendrick Nunn, and it's all the same narratives. But a person's role and their fit on a team is very important, and D'Lo's defense is the main reason why he's going to get traded. The same defense that everyone hates Austin Reeves, so D'Lo just isn't much better. So he's got to work on that as well. Dylan Brooks is here. Yeah, Dylan Brooks is here. He said we all old. What's up, Hanson? Thank you for pulling up, man. Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate it. What's good, Jeff? Lakers need to defend the 3 better rebounding and play more effort. Yeah, 70, man. I agree with you, man. What's going on, bro? Hope you had a good New Year's. Agree with you 100%. Oh, here comes the Prince hater. It's time for Austin to start. We need more scoring in the starting lineup. Don't worry about the bench, says Adam Hurdy. Wow, he actually got a comment. He got a chat off without bashing Torian Prince. Adam, I'm proud of you, bro. Look at you starting off 2024, putting away the hater raid out there, man. Good job, man. Hey, Jeff, guess what? We need a coach ASAP. Hey, Joe, what's going on? Happy New Year, bro. Yeah, you're probably right. Happy New Year as well. Yeah, same to you, brother. Los Angeles Lakers need to get Dennis Schroeder back. He's the heart and soul on the guard spot. You need a player to do the dirty work, not just shooting. Laker Nation is completely flipped on that. Half of them hated him, half of them loved him, and half of them want him back, and half of them say hell no. I didn't hate Dennis. I think he brings an element to a team that all teams need. But I think he was underappreciated because, again, Laker Nation, if a guy isn't dropping 20, they think they're underachieving. They don't always, appreciate the little things that players like Dennis Schroeder brought to a team. Dennis Schroeder should not be a starting point guard in this league. It's not his fault if he's being thrusted into a starting lineup where he doesn't belong. Exactly. Last year when he came in, that was some good play by him. He stunk it up in the Western Conference Finals, but man, this D'Lo was different. And look, we know D'Lo don't hold his tongue either for people. Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. Facts, Michael. I wonder if someone went at him and he went back. Possible. It's possible. Um, very, very possible. Because D'Lo's a chill dude, but he also like he will say something. He definitely will say something. Need to have faith in Rob, but also the players to play like the in-season tournament. Facts. Let Rob work is always my mantra, man. I'm telling you, Rob is going to get out there and do all the work possible to make it happen. Now other teams have to cooperate, right? And things have to work, but Rob is not going to lack effort in trying to get this right. I can promise you that. Happy New Year 2024. So excited and happy to see you go Lakers. Hey, thank you. Appreciate you, man. Happy New Year to you as well. Dylan the Villain Brooks out here trolling. I see Jeff Block. Nah, man. I try not to bring people into Blockefeller Records too often, man. If you get people, not he, but if in general, people get disrespectful, that's different. But if someone in here, having some fun, still contributing to the conversation, still talking, not being disrespectful, I don't block people for having a disagreement with me or disapprove of what I'm saying or challenge what I say. I don't do that stuff. As long as people don't get disrespectful, we're good. If they get disrespectful, then yeah, it's Blockefeller Records, man. It's the block in the building up here if they do that for sure. I agree, Jeff. Bron and AD need to do more in helping run this team. Facts. And you're getting paid to not just perform on the court, but to do your job as a leader of this team. And they do need to be better at that. What do you think of Nate McMillan if we fire Ham? P.S. I'm dreaming we fire Ham. Yeah, Jess, we just talked about that a few minutes ago. I know I'm behind on the chat. Sorry about that. I'm trying to keep up in the spirit of answering every chat. Some of the answers go longer than others. Keep them coming. I'm going to try to keep getting to them. I'm not trolling, Chan. This is my opinion why the Lakers need help. No, I got you, Dylan. I don't think you're trolling, man. You got now Laker Nation and Laker chat is used to a bunch of trolls coming in. So you got to understand from their perspective, they ain't seen you before. They're probably like, oh no, here it comes. But I'm not taking you as trolling. You're not being disrespectful. We're good. Do you think AD and LeBron can take this team to the next level? You need some reliable role players. I think they can. I mean, they have. I think they can, but you hit it on the head. The role players got to do their job. The others, as Shaq would like to call them, need to do their job and step up, play better, be more consistent, as well as Darvin Ham. So especially talking about being more consistent. 74 people in the building right now, 41 likes. Would greatly appreciate y'all if y'all hit the video off with a like. If you have not done so already, please subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications to get notified when we go live days such as tonight. Goes a long way to help the channel. We would greatly appreciate the support. Next goal was 1,000. We got to 800 over the weekend. So next goal was 1,000, and like to achieve our goals over here. There's not enough vets on this team that are really smart. A lot of these guys are young, trying to find their way in the league. No Rondo, no Danny Green, no Dudley on this team. Facts. I know that's one thing me and Elder talked about a lot. Is they needed like another vet in the 30 range, in the 30-year-old range, other than Braun. AD was getting to 30. Torian Prince is right below 30, but you needed that guy like 32, 33 between Braun and AD. So I 100% agree with you there for sure. Mark Moss Smiths, what's going on? Thanks for pulling up. Appreciate you. Championship teams knew how to hold each other accountable instead of pointing fingers. Coach can only mentally prepare players, but it's a player's responsibility to perform at their best. Thank you. Exactly. I mean, they're paid to do a job, right? So it's like, I don't understand how people are going to sit back and think that a head coach's job is to motivate and to get these athletes ready to play a game. It's their profession. It's their craft. It's what they do for a living. You know what I mean? So the coach is responsible, obviously, but these players, the way that they start the games, the way they kind of cheat these games sometimes, that's 100% on them. Not everything is on the coach when it comes to player effort. So I agree with you there. Lakers need to sign some vets like Tristan Thompson or PJ Tucker. Well, both of those guys are on other teams right now, but they might become available. They had Tristan last year, didn't elect to use him. And PJ Tucker is having a really, really terrible year. Might get bought out or traded by the Clippers. I don't know if the Lakers really go after him because, like I said, he's just having a really, really terrible year even when he does play. Prince has the same defensive rating as D'Lo. You're missing for me then, Jeff. And yes, the defensive rating means something. AD, Joel Embiid, and Rudy Gobert are all in the top 10. So defensive ratings are cool, but a defensive rating is a direct relation of how a team is playing. So I don't put a whole bunch of attention in the defensive ratings. I put an eye test into it more. So when you're looking at it, you can clearly see, and in our wins and the plus minus, which is actually more important than the defensive rating, in these games when Torian Prince has been like a plus 15 or a plus 7 when anyone else is minus double digits. I look at that more than I look at defensive rating because defensive rating is affected by the entire team. So I know that's a stat, and some people hold it in more high regard than others. I'm not one that holds defensive rating in high regard. I trust my own view of watching a player play defense, and including people that I talk to around the league, the coaches I talk to, and people like that, and pretty much everyone says the same thing. So I don't think anyone who's coached at a high level would label that as misinforming people. I like the optimism, Jeff. Me personally, I think we're cooked. Hey, Jackie, thanks for pulling up. Appreciate you. Hey, we might be. We might be. All I can do is sit back and hope, right? And then break down the game as I see. I see things that there are things that could be fixed on the margins. I still think there's hope. I'm not going to sit up and say there isn't. I'm not going to sit up and say I'm not worried or I'm not concerned. That's a fact. But to sit and act like the sky is falling, I'm not there yet. I'm not. James Caldwell, what's going on, my guy? Thanks for pulling up. Happy New Year to you, man. Hope you had a good one. Appreciate your continued support. What's going on with you? The Lakers always give into teams nepotism and keep bringing in former Lakers for different roles. That's why if we fire Ham, I say bring in an unknown like Magic Johnson is Hick. Kurt gonna Kurt, huh? Jeff and Dylan, what's crazy is I thought Reeves was a decent defender. Did he regress or just wasn't that good as I thought? So that's what I'm saying about how this is an excellent point of what I was talking about when I was speaking to Adam about the defensive rating. So the defensive rating is kind of skewed and cooked. It's not one you could truly judge an individual defender on. It's really not. So when you thought that Austin was a better defender, is because he was out there with a healthy Jared Vanderbilt, a healthy Anthony Davis, and he could take risks, he can gamble, and he had guys that can help clean up his messes. Well, without Jared Vanderbilt out there being at 100%, and without his impact on the floor, Austin Reeves defensively as a team defender is a totally different type of player. And especially with AD having to use a lot more energy on offense, he's still dominant defensively, but he's got to take some plays off because he's saving energy for offense because he's got to average 25 a game. So a player like Austin Reeves, who's used to be able to gamble, be aggressive, get out there because he's got some dudes to guard, some dogs to guard the gate back there, right, and guard the house. Without a healthy Jared Vanderbilt, that's what I was saying, that I would like to see that starting lineup that got us to the Western Conference Finals, but it doesn't work if Vando isn't healthy. So I've said that repeatedly. So that's why. So someone like Vando, someone like AD truly can help hide some of the inefficiencies of Austin Reeves on defense. But this is why I don't harp too highly on defensive ratings, is because they don't mean nothing. Don't get me wrong. It's not absolutely nothing, but they're not skewed correctly to an individual. They're just not. Hey, Miss Angie B, how you doing? Hello to you as well. Thank you for pulling up. Appreciate your continued support. Empire Jeff TV's own Angie B, the capologist. Merch for search. Search for search. Merch for search. Yeah. I don't know where search is at tonight. Don't know where he's at tonight. Mikey's not even a great defender. He got slow feet. Remember, Jamal Murray cooked him. Jamal Murray was cooking everybody, man, including all those quote unquote great defenders in Miami when he had 30-point triple doubles. So it's like, again, good NBA players cook everyone. The difference is when you have a really good defender who's getting cooked, he can't do anything on the other end. Whereas Austin is getting cooked, he can still offer and get 20 points for himself. He's capable, right? But when you got someone like Evando's out there and he's not getting stops and the guy is eating him alive, he can't really give you much of anything else. Same isn't to be said for Austin. He could score. So again, he's not a great defender. He's not going to label him a good defender, but in a good team defensive setting with someone like Vando out there with AD, Austin Reeves is a much better team defender than he is an individual defender. And that's why someone out there like Torian Prince is so important, because when you're going off switches, Torian Prince is important because you want him on the switch as opposed to Austin Reeves. So the people who discredit Torian Prince are pretty much people who just like offense, right? And just don't see the other values that he brings to the team, because he definitely brings value to the team. I mean, he's not an all-star. He's not a guy like said, like, okay, I wanted to be the Lakers starting three for the next 10 years or something like that. That's not what I'm saying. But for some people to like label him complete like trash or like a waste of a player, like that's crazy, man. That's crazy. What's good, brother Elder? What's going on, my man? Hope you're having a good day, man. Happy New Year to you and your family, brother. Once again, thank you for your continued support. Appreciate you greatly. Yeah, where we at? I would rather have Nate McMillan over Doc Rivers. Yeah, I don't want Doc. I've gone on lengths about that. I definitely don't want Doc. Tomorrow it's an L again to the Lakers if D-Scam doesn't adjust his rotations. It maybe. Gotta wait and see though, man. Gotta wait and see. You know what? Where Search is, he'd be killing us on the like. Yeah. Search will be on you guys about the likes for sure. Come on, y'all, get these likes up. Help your boy out here, man. We must be doing well all the time because we also do very well when Prince isn't in the game. Very well. It's not true. It's not true. Look at the Minnesota game. Just look at the last game, for example. Just look at the game. Every time he was in the game, the Lakers were up or pulling away. They pulled him out, and Minnesota was going on runs left and right because him out there on the wings makes them work. They talked about it post game. They talked about it during the game. Like there's multiple people saying that work within basketball. So I don't know. Dylan, man, those are top tier guards. Will cook mostly any defender unless you're Giroux or someone similar. Yeah, but even Giroux can get cooked. You know what I mean? Like Giroux was getting cooked in the playoffs last year. Giroux has had multiple times where he's gotten cooked. The difference is he can lock people up too, but no one is stopping someone for an entire game. Not elite guys like that, right? It's just not going to happen. But Giroux can also get busy offensively when given the chance. So I get like from the two-way standpoint, I understand it. Lakers defense is fine, but the offense is trash, bro. This is why they need a third guy that does his thing. Third guy that does his thing, yes. Again, I just don't think they need a yeah, I caught that real quick. That's what I get for having a TV in here, and I'm trying to like glance over and see the game and see a score and see something, and then they're showing like Draymond on the screen, and then like I'm talking, so I just I caught that quick though. I caught that super quick. ARs. Oh, we barely get to that point of the chat. Michael, who would you prefer, Austin or D'Lo? Curious to see what they say here. And we got One IV. Thanks for pulling up. Appreciate you. Thanks for the support as always, man. AR over D'Lo. I'll take AR right now too. I would choose AR than D'Lo too. Yeah, I would too. Great House is King. Thank you for pulling up. Appreciate the support. Happy New Year to you. Ham has potential. Just have to run easier plays. I would pick and roll with LeBron and AD until we're blue in the face. Yeah, facts. I've been saying that too. Facts. Ham has potential. Just have to run easier plays. Okay, got the same. Why am I clicking on the same one here? Jeff Grimes has a small role and still barely getting any minutes. I think it's another Obi situation. I think we could get him for 2 seconds. Can shoot and defend. Well, I heard earlier in the season when it leaked that he was being made available, that he wasn't moved because they didn't like the offers they were getting. So I like to think that teams had already offered seconds for him. I think they're waiting out trying to get more. But I agree with you. I hear you. Again, I just think I think they could get more for him than 2 seconds. Even though I agree with everything you're saying about his minutes and the Obi situation. But I heard earlier in the season that they turned down deals because they felt it wasn't enough. So that probably fits in the 2 second rounders right there. How trading Rui Hachimura? What do you mean? I don't know what you mean by that. Has anyone heard how long Rui's out for? I didn't see an update today. It's crazy that the core of the Lakers kept outside of AD, Braun, AR, Rui, Vando, D'Lo, and signing Gabe took 3-year deal. That core is underperformed. Yes, injuries and Darvin effect, but this is not good. Yeah, no, I agree with you. They're trying to keep everyone on the same timeline, which I get. But sometimes, you can always get someone to move them later if they're a quality player, right? So I think they will. It just they've got to get the guys that they want to find and get. So none of those are available for mid-level money, Master Lock, Dylan Brooks. I forgot to mention Yamamoto. Yeah. Yamamoto, man. Kind of important, man. Dorian Finney-Smith, or is this team or Royce O'Neal? Both, maybe. I wouldn't hate either one of those, but those are like second tier guys. I think a lot of Laker Nation would throw a fit over that because those guys aren't going to give you 20. And you know how it goes around here. If a guy plays solid defense, does his job, brings his lunch pail and hard hat to work, but doesn't get you 15 to 18 points, and they hate him, those guys could fall in the line of that. Relief pitching concerns me with the Dodgers. Now their bullpen was solid last year, and the thing is you need good starting pitching, so you don't have to tax your bullpen. So if you've got good starting pitching, you don't have to tax them. That's why I think they're going to add a little bit more depth in the trade market. And if they offer up prospects to get someone like Dylan Cease, then you got Josh Hader sitting back there and waiting too. So they're working on a few different things right now. Richard MVP, what's going on? Thanks for pulling up. I appreciate you. You need to have at least 1K subs already. You're too good. Have less than that. Come on, guys. Hit sub. Get this man his 1K subs. Hey, thank you. Thank you so much, Richard, man. The best way you guys can do that, man, is to share the videos. Tell your friends to tell a friend that it's Jeff again. I'm on here just about every night. You know what I mean? Drop a like on the video. Subscribe if you haven't done so already. And share the video. Share the channel. It goes a long way to help. And I appreciate you more than you know. This type of feedback just gives me the motivation to continue doing what I'm doing. So I appreciate you for the compliment. And I just love talking basketball. I feel it reflects that for my love for the game. And yeah, I mean, I really want to get to 1K subs. That was my main goal when I started. There's so many people that started and never achieved that goal. I was determined to get there. Wasn't entirely sure if I would. Not that I wasn't confident in my ability to be able to do so. It just was I going to be able to put in the time. You know what I mean? That was my biggest thing. But that's my goal. I felt I could do it and become one of those that broke through that barrier of 1,000. And that's my next goal. And I think we're at 800. Let me see. I think we're at 800 flat right now. Oh, wait, hold on. We came up a little bit. Oh, we're at 806. Here we go. There we go. Shout out to you guys, man. Appreciate you guys. We got some more followers in the building tonight, some more likes in the building. We're at the 52 likes on the video right now. So appreciate you guys for that. And thank you guys for everyone who spreads the word and the promotion and tells people about my show. I get people all the time that hit me up on social media and DMs and all kinds of stuff that say their friend put them on to me and they went back and watched like my last 10 videos and like it's dope, man. It's a great feeling when you get the appreciation and support of people who just love hearing you do what you love to do, which for me is just talk basketball, talk baseball, talk music, talk all that. You know what I mean? So appreciate you, Richard. Thank you so much, and hope to see you around more. And appreciate you so much. Thank you. Come on now, my guy. I'm not hating the Lakers, but my opinion is LeBron and AD need help. They do. I don't think anyone would disagree with that. Dante, great idea. That's what I like. That's Lakers need Royce and Dorian. Like I said, I'm not against that. I'm not. Ramon Gonzalez, what's going on? Thanks for pulling up. Doc Rivers, are you saying that you want Doc or you don't want Doc? You just put his name there. Let me know what you think there. My brother, the graphic guy. What's going on, Chris? I would love him to have a consultant. Absolutely, man. I know a few. Like, hit me up, Lakers. I'll help you out, man. Not saying me personally, but I know a few. No, Ramon, no Doc Rivers, please. Don't speak that name into existence, man. It's safe to say Darvin is not a championship level coach. He's not coaching like one. That's for sure. D'Lo was playing some D in the first 2 weeks, and then he was, and he had a great preseason too, and then it fell off the rails there. I'm trying to catch up here, y'all. I'm trying to catch up. Sorry. Wait, hold on. We got a super chat in the building tonight. Sorry about that. I was trying to catch up here. Mission 24. Thank you so much for the $9.99 super chat, Laker fam support. Appreciate you so much. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you most importantly for your time, for your support. Thank you guys so much, man. Obviously, super chats, super stickers, super thanks, cash apps. None of those are required. Obviously, I'm still going to read all the comments. But when you guys do it, it does truly help the channel. But so do all the free things, like I said, like a subscribe, and a share, turn on notifications, all that help the channel. But Mission 24, thank you so much. You're always a constant supporter of the channel. You've done multiple super chats. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for continuing to tune in and to continuing to rock with me. Greatly appreciate you. Jonathan Neely, salute to you. Thank you for pulling up. Happy New Year, my brother. Hope you having a good one. Jake Christian, hey, Jeff, do you think we will win tomorrow and incoming games? Thank you for pulling up too, Jake. Appreciate you as well. Well, tomorrow's the Miami game, right? Miami just got shellacked by the Clippers. They're going to be pissed off. They're a little depleted injury-wise. I think the Lakers are going to go on a pretty good stretch right now. They've got a favorable schedule at home, some subpar teams. This is kind of what the doctor ordered. This is the basketball gods preventing them with an out. So hopefully they take advantage of this out. Get to work, get caught back up in the standings, make things happen, and get back on their feet. They're going to need it. And I think this is the stretch. This is one of the most important stretches of the year because come March, it's going to be hell. That post-NFL NBA LeBron-a-thon. I'll say it again. That post-NFL NBA LeBron-a-thon is real. And they backload the season to try to get the Lakers on a bunch of national TV games after the NFL is over. And it's a rough stretch. So the Lakers need to take advantage of January now. Bro, I'm losing hope right now. It's very concerning. I hear you. Just give it some time. Like I said, they got to hold it together a little bit longer. We need a couple more weeks here. Couple more weeks. Yo, DJ, what's going on, my guy? 60 Cent pausing his work out to jump in here and say what's up to you guys, man. Appreciate you, man. If you haven't done so already, head on over to Lakers in 5 over there. Some fire content. He do videos every day. He's got panels. He's got videos. He's got everything you need from a Laker community. Great guy over there, man. Head on over to Lakers in 5. Appreciate you, DJ. How can you create chemistry when every 6 months you trade the whole team to get Braun more help? Darkwave 813. That's a fair point. That's a fair point, but there's a fine line between trying to develop chemistry and something just flat out not working, and it's not working. I think the main guys of Braun, AD, Reeves, even like Vando when healthy, maybe a Rui. Um, I think guys like that. I don't think you need 1 through 12 chemistry. I think if you have 5 or 6 guys that have got that chemistry, the rest can follow suit. That's what they're struggling with right now. So I think they do need to do stuff if those first 5, 6 guys are not fitting well. And right now they're not. So I agree with you. While I agree with you, um, but when you have someone like LeBron James and Anthony Davis, it's your job to put people around them that could perform. If these guys aren't performing, they just need to do better. Vegas Dev, what's going on? Thanks for pulling up. Appreciate the support. We really got to stop losing first quarters. Absolute facts. Absolute facts. If the Lakers can't find a good trade or trades by the trade deadline and don't trade the 2029, 2030 first round pick, should they trade for a third star in the summer? They'll have 3 first round picks they can trade. That to be TBD. I got to wait to see how the season ends before I'm willing to gut the entire future 7 and 8 years out. Because here's the thing. I don't think the Lakers are going to ever put themselves into a second apron level. I just don't think so. So, but if there were teams that were going to have their, you can't trade pick 7 years out and it gets moved to the end of the first round anyways. Like if you're going to be a second, you were going to be a second apron team, that you wouldn't really care about that. But I don't believe the Lakers ever will be that. To me, 29, 30, 3 first round picks, especially if that's someone is like someone of a younger player, then how do you ever help that player in the future? How do you help that player get better? And I think at some point we got to stop wasting our entire future to save this team at some point. And those people that are always on the F them picks regime, I understand that that came from the Rams. The Rams got their Super Bowl, but they sold their souls to get their Super Bowl, and who knows if they'll ever when they'll ever be to that level again. I know they got into the playoffs this year. They've hit a stride here, but they sold their soul to get that championship. And the league is very unforgiving if you mismanage draft picks and if you mismanage assets. And I don't know if there's a trade out there right now that gets us to a point where it's a superstar level player. That's a good question, but the answer remains to be seen on that. Bro, if the Lakers lost, it affects my mood. I get it. It affects my mood too. But I don't let it depress me or get me to a point where I'm unconsolable or something like that, right? Like I still got to be a husband. I still got to be a family member. I still got to be a coworker. I still got to be a friend. I still got to be like I don't take that outside and like let it ruin my life. It does affect me. It does upset me. But I feel like doing these shows, doing YouTube, and kind of helping people walk them back from their frustrations. And then when they win, it's exciting. And when they lose, just talking through it. I feel like that helps me too. It's therapeutic to me too to not get all crazy when they do catch an L. I get frustrated too. I get mad. But outside of that, it doesn't sit in me long because, it's always on to the next one. Support challenge. Hey, appreciate you, man. Appreciate you, Mission 24. Appreciate you. It's a must win tomorrow. Lakers, let's go. Yeah, we got to get that one tomorrow for sure. I think we will. Jeff, you think the Lakers will make a big trade at the deadline or any minor trades? Right now, I would say like non-blockbuster trades and some buyout market moves. Angel Torres, what's going on, Angel? Barely starting my shift, so thanks, Jeff, for being live. Oh, no problem, Angel, no problem. Gonna try to hit off a Dodger video tomorrow. I keep saying that, but haven't been able to do it yet. Can't cook me. They can't cook me. Here he goes. Max, they will make a minor trade before they make big trades. I believe so too. This is the same last year. They're trading Kendrick Nunn for Rui, something like that. Yeah. Thoughts on Michael Porter Jr. His play. Or did he do something? His play, I've never been high on him. Never thought he was that great. I thought he was okay. He's kind of a one-trick pony, and I guess he fits that team. But I've never been high on my MPJ. How much does YouTube tax for super chats? Thinking Cash App would be better. I think YouTube is like I think you make 70% of it Cash App, you make more, but it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? To me, it does. The support is all that matters. Whichever is easier for the viewer to do. Some people prefer only to do Cash App. Some people prefer to only do like super chats or super stickers, super thanks, stuff like that. To me, it's up to the viewer. I don't try to force it one way or another. I say what's easier for the viewer is what I say. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to be greedy or nothing. So someone wants to support, whichever they feel is the best way for them to do it. That's how. Shan, thoughts on Michael Porter Jr.? He's a ball hawk. Yeah, he's a one trick pony. Certain champion seen since 2023. Not gonna lie, guys, he's human. He needed a break. Uh, uh, what- they really the wave, especially if you overnight like me. Jeff helps me in the grind. Yeah, man. I got a lot of truckers in my family. My whole family's truck drivers, so I definitely understand the grind. I was raised by nothing but truck drivers, so grew up in a truck. So believe me, I know the sacrifice. Thank you guys for your sacrifice. I tell people all the time, truck drivers are like military men. The sacrifice they give up, like I don't think people understand it. These countries, this world does not move without truckers. Like y'all need to make sure you see a trucker out there. People be taking care of people all the time. You know what I mean? Take care of your truck drivers. Trust me, because this country would have nothing without them. So like spread and when they're veterans and truck drivers, oh man, you got to double take care of them. But truck drivers they're a big deal, man. They're a big deal. They go underappreciated, taken for granted. But not me, not me. Salute to all the truck drivers out there, man. Y'all make the country go around for real. Personally, I'd want D'Lo, but for what I've seen on the floor, give me AR. AR seems to find a way to be impactful a bit better despite the situation. Facts. AR can impact winning from starting or on the bench, and he gives stronger effort. He pays more attention to things. You can tell he hates the film work. D'Lo is, like I said, he's very skilled, but we just have not seen the skill, um, on display as much. So that is what we need to see. We need to see his skill showcase more. And D'Lo is a much better player than what we've seen, and we just need that to continue. This team lacks a voice. Yeah, it's weird because you got Anthony, you got LeBron James, you got Anthony Davis. You think that they absolutely would need a voice. It's kind of one of the reasons why I said when Chris Paul I thought was going to get bought out if he came here, it would be a guy that would push guys. I know I'm not the biggest Chris Paul fan, but if we could have got him at the minimum, I wouldn't have hated it. But he's a guy that I think that can push guys, and like someone like a Rondo, Chris Paul, even to a point of like Pat Bev, like you know what I mean, like someone, not saying Pat Bev, but someone who is not afraid to say something to a teammate, not disrespectful, but just say, hey, like you need to get that ball. Hey, that was there for you. What are you doing? Like not calling them out, but just pointing out, hey, I saw that lack of energy. I saw that lack of intensity. I saw you cheat the game. I saw you not take that serious. I saw all of that. I need to see less of that. I need to see more intensity, more you taking the game serious, more energy. That's what I need from you. And the Lakers need another teammate like that to help push the guys when they need that extra push. Fifth ring king. Hey, Bernard, thanks for pulling up. I appreciate you. Yeah, man, Brown needs his fifth ring, man. The Lakers need it. The Lakers need it. We should try to pick up Darren Sharp from the Nets. He's a great player, but he's coming off the bench for them. Yeah, I think you've mentioned him a couple of times. Wouldn't be bad. I don't know what his market is, but yeah, he has been coming off the bench. He had a solid year there. About he's about what, third year now, I think. He had a solid year there when he was a rookie. Yeah, I think he's kind of falling out there. Shan, that's crazy because Braun and AD is on this team. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I get it, but their voice is not loud. You know what I mean? They don't push their guys. At least it doesn't. It's not appearing to. I think like Braun talks to guys. I think he sits with them. But as far as that like I said, I use like the Chris Paul, the Pat Bev, the guys who aren't scared to like really really push a teammate. They need a loud voice like PJ Tucker talking only. We dog players go out there and get dirty. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like they need a dog. That's it right there. They need a dog on this team. They definitely need a dog on this team. It's tough to choose, but I would choose AR. Is Quinn Snyder still coaching? He is. He's in Atlanta. Miami got guys who step up regular season when dudes are hurt. Yeah, that's a completely different because they have that next man up mentality. They don't care. We don't care. You're on the schedule. We're coming to play you. It's a mentality thing. So when they say the Heat culture, the Heat way, that portion is real. It's a mentality. Pat Riley, Eric Spoelstra, those guys over there, they don't play that. If you don't bring the energy or the intensity, you're going to be on the bench. And then it's as simple as that. The Lakers will win. Trust the process. Be a man. Nah. Don't call people soft, man. Come on. Ain't gonna lie. any mediocre coach can do better than Ham. Oh, well, I mean, be careful what you wish for. What's going on, Big Baby? Thanks for pulling up, man. Appreciate you. Go on and head over to Big Baby Sports, man. Go subscribe to Big Baby Sports. Appreciate you, bro. Happy New Year. Speaking of Happy New Year, I hope everyone is up to date with their new medical insurance. Probably not, right? Happy New Year to you, Big Baby. Appreciate you, man. 21-22 was hell for Laker fans. But we going through right now, nothing. This is true. This is true. Compared, this is nothing compared to what the hell that we've been through, right? Sun should move Beal for Young. Beal, I don't know if Beal still has his no trade clause, so he's not going anywhere unless he decides to. A Empire, who would be your number potential buyout target for the Lakers? It's funny because I keep mentioning him, and it's not that. Just more I think about it, I think it's possible if Philly does indeed have their eye on Jeremy Grant, and they move Tobias Harris for him, and then and Portland can't flip him in time, and it works out a buyout. I think that's someone. If the Lakers feel like that's someone they can have in the bag, they can move some of these other bigs some of these other 3-4s that they have and zero in on someone like that. But that would only be if it's not a 3-team deal where Tobias doesn't go somewhere else. But I think I'm using Tobias as an example of a guy who's a very good player in high money that's going to be moved for a team to get a player that's signed long term at a lower dollar value. So I'm using kind of just him as an example in the example I'm giving. Because someone like Tobias Harris fits exactly what I'm talking about. So guys like a Buddy Hield, Tobias Harris, those guys who are good enough to be traded and stay on that team. But if they're traded to a team that has no use for them and they're a pending free agent and they work out a buyout to save the team some money and get that player to where they want to go, I can see situations like that come into fruition. So someone like I said, Buddy Hield, Tobias Harris, guys like that. I think there will be more that shake loose. Names that people are not even talking about right now, because again, I think there will be more sellers at the deadline than people think that there will be right now. Teams are going to try to really get ahead of that summer when it's going to be more expensive to move higher contracts in the summer than it will be in the winter. It makes sense on both ends. Suns get a point guard and Hawks get a real 2 and Murray can play his natural role. No, I hear you, but I don't think it happens because I don't think Bradley Beal's going to waive his no trade clause to go to Atlanta. Where do you rank the Phillies in MLB? The Phillies are good, man. I mean, they've been right there the last 2 seasons. So I think if they stay healthy, if they add someone like Josh Hader, which they have the money to get, I just don't know if they're going to pull the trigger on that. I think the Phillies are studs, man. They re-signed Nola. They got Bryce. They got Turner. they've got a pitching staff. If they add that to the bullpen there, the Phillies have, they've proven they can erupt in the playoffs and put up big numbers. You can get some. Even their outs are loud, right? So the Phillies, all they got to do is get into the playoffs and they can scare you. So they just, they got to the World Series and lost to the Astros, the Trash Tros, you know what I mean? And then they lost to the Arizona Diamondbacks, who, anyone who covers and watches baseball, like yourself, you're going to know that it's not always the best team. It's the hot team, and Arizona just hit a stride at that time. I don't think Arizona has a chance to go back to the World Series in probably the next 5 years, right? But they got there last year. Shout out to them. But I'll put the Phillies. So I'll put the Phillies. I got the Dodgers and the Braves as the top tier in the NL, and I got the Braves in that next level. Sorry, I got the Phillies in the next level in the National League. So I think it's fair. I'm not saying that because I'm a Dodger fan. I'm being objective. I think it's Dodgers, Braves, and then you got the Phillies, and probably a handful of other teams like right there in kind of that same pack. But the Philly is probably a second tier team in the NL, for my money at least. Shan, that's delusional. Beal is old. Are you concerned about the Lakers post LeBron? I mean, I think you should always be concerned when your superstar is done and what the plan is next. You've given up picks to help his team, so there is some concern. Yeah. Just got to see, how things look. Manimal says Empire Jeff can coach better than Ham. I wouldn't say that. I've coached a lot of games in my life, but I'm not. He's been in the NBA. He's been an assistant coach at an NBA championship team. I'm in no way, shape, or form thinking that I can be a better coach than any of these guys that are up there doing their thing. In your opinion, Manimal, thanks for pulling up again. In your opinion, you think the Lakers making moves at the deadline? Yes, I do. Thoughts on the Lakers trading Jeremy Grant and Malcolm Brogdon? That's big money. That's about $50-something million. Jeremy's making 30, Brogdon's in the 20s. They'd have to trade half their roster to get that. So I'd say no. I'd say no. Brogdon is maybe. Grant, I said, is I don't see happening unless his market is a little bit dry. I think people assume because they signed him to that deal that he's untradeable. And I don't think that's the case. I think people would be interested in Jeremy Grant because his dollar, although it's $30 million a year, I'm telling you that contract is not going to look as ugly a year or so from now as it did last summer. What's a Laker trade you predicted before it happened? The Utah trade last year on Kareem's channel. I said that trade about 5 days before it happened. Another trade I said they're going to do something with Washington. Um, and I was leaning towards Kuzma, but I said it was going to be if they didn't. I said Washington was going to have to move either Kuzma or Rui, depending on which one they decided that they were going to commit money to. But didn't know which one it was going to be. But I knew the Lakers were going after Kuzma, and then once Washington decided to keep him, they pivoted to Rui. So that one, I knew the team. I didn't predict Rui, but I talked about him. And then the other one was the Utah deal that they did right at the trade deadline. The Pat Bev one during last summer. I also, well, the summer that they got him, I also predicted that one. The other ones, let's see, trades because well, obviously AD. I felt that was obvious. That was a slam dunk. But there's not a ton of trades that were like big. So, but I've got a good record on the trades just because I know the mathematics and the things that work with the CBA. So, but I did the Utah one. Like I said, a lot of these things are out there, but if it's not the quote unquote sexy trade or the big trade, it doesn't make it to a lot of people's screens or they don't go really check on it. But a lot of this stuff, like a lot of people thought that Knicks and Raptors trade was out of nowhere, and it wasn't. That's been going on for over a year. Um, people think a lot of this stuff comes out of nowhere. That's just narratives that, it's like a little match, little flare picks up a little bit flame and it turns into a wildfire because those narratives spread. But those were false narratives. A lot of these ones that people think came out of nowhere did not come out of nowhere. Just a lot of people weren't informed on them. Jeffrey missing a 3-and-D wing, a backup big sharp or Nick Richards and a guard that can attack the rim at an elite level and shoot maybe sexy. Yeah, I said like Karis LeVert, Colin Sexton. I've mentioned these guys. Another 3-and-D wing. Well, we've got some 3-and-D wings, but 3-and-D wing. But yeah, we do. Those are a little tougher to get, but I will say I think it's going to go like this. I think big men are going to be at a premium this year because of Joker, because of Embiid, because of Towns and Gobert, AD. I think teams are going to try to get a little depth in the big man section. So I think that pushes 3-and-D wings and bucket getters a little down the list, making them a little less expensive. Now, there are more of them than there are bigs. So once a couple of those bigs come off the market, then those guys' market may go up as well. So outside of that, I will say that I think those guys are gettable. I think those guys are definitely gettable. It's just if you're willing to spend the price. Jeremy Grant and Malcolm Brogdon would be great for the Lakers, honestly. I'm not saying they wouldn't. I'm just saying that's more money than Zach LaVine makes in those two guys. So not each, but combined. That's a lot of money for those guys right there. So the Lakers would have to think long and hard about that. And Grant is signed for 4.5 more years. Hey, Nico, what's going on? Thanks for pulling up, brother. Hey, Jeff, Happy New Year, bro. My take is the Lakers struggle is internal issues more than a trade. May not help it. Happy New Year to you as well. Internal, yeah, I don't think it's internal like Westbrook internal. I don't think it's that bad. I think there's frustration, but I don't think there's anything close to what it was last year with Russ. But I think a trade definitely would help because you got pieces and parts that don't fit. And if there is something internal, like you said, and maybe what's causing that internal gets moved, then maybe it can happen. But the Darvin Ham situation, like I said, he's not going anywhere this season. So they're going to have to make a move roster wise. I have a very pretty reason for hitting on Jokic, like Dan, when he showed no emotion after winning, not even a wink. That pissed me off combined with that Malone. Everyone eating like, yeah, no, I get you, Shan. I get you. I mean, that's what rivalries are for. We played them a couple of times in the playoffs now. We've each beaten each other. So that's starting to become a little bit of a rivalry if we get them one more time. So now they beat us last year. We pretty much beat them every round. We'd faced them going back 20 years. So now that they beat us, now it's getting there. It's getting there. I think the Lakers will get Kelly Olynyk or Clarkson in the Utah deal. Those are very possible. Kelly Olynyk, I wouldn't pay too much for. He's a little bit older, pending free agent. Jordan Clarkson has years left on his deal. I don't think he's going to be crazy high valued. He can get buckets, but he's a chucker. We'll see. But they've got a great relationship with Danny Ainge up there. They made 2 deals with him already. Speaking of the false narratives, there's also a false narrative that people keep saying that we have a good relationship with Washington. We don't. That guy's out of there. It's now the guy who's the GM for the Clippers running Washington now. It's not the same guy that Pelinka did all those deals with. So that's another false narrative that's kind of spread its way around the internet. But it is 100% not true. We do not have the same relationship with the Wizards that we did a year ago. It's a new regime over there. Remember, Bev threw a welcome to LA party when he got there, only for him to get moved twice after. Yeah, no, he lived it up when he was here. But then he had to get the heck out of here. Dante, I don't think the Lakers will DeJounte Murray, the Utah deal or Wizards deal will help them a lot. Again, I, as of right now, unless Atlanta really is selling for pennies on the dollar, I don't believe the Lakers have enough to get a DeJounte Murray. I don't. That's just my thought. I think other teams will be able to outbid them. The Wizards can trade Tyus Jones, Gafford, and Kispert. Yeah, those are definitely movable. I like Tyus Jones. Love Tyus Jones. Being traded would suck so much, but still blessed to play in the league. Facts. But it's all in the game, though. It's part of the business. You're getting paid. That's why guys work in like trade bonuses and trade kickers and all these different things. And as you get up there in years in the NBA, you can work these things in. And it is part of the game, though. They're paid great. They're put on the world's biggest stage, and it just comes with the territory. And it does suck moving your family around, but some of these guys are blessed to play 10, 15 years. Some of these guys only play 3 to 5 years. Some play 1 or 2. So in the event that it does happen, as long as you're getting that paycheck, you got to ride with the punches there, man. Tyus Jones isn't good in the playoffs. Reminds me of Ramon Sessions when he got traded with the Lakers. Bad memories. Tyus is a good regular season player, though. Tyus Jones is a very good backup point guard, but if people are counting on him to run the show and be a main point guard, I don't believe that's what he is. Similar to Ramon Sessions, similar to Dennis Schroeder, like these guys who are not starting level point guards, but get thrust into action because of injury or something else. But Tyus Jones, he's not a starting point guard, in my opinion. He was the best backup point guard in the league for a minute. I still think he could be. They should make a Netflix documentary about being traded. That's funny. Who is more affordable, Murray or LaVine? Affordable? Believe it or not, I think LaVine would be easier to get, but that's just a tougher pill to swallow. I think Murray has more trade value around the league than, Steph is. I think Murray has more trade value around the league. Near 60 likes. We near 60 likes? Where we at? I got to refresh here. Give me 1 second. So 59 likes and 807 subscribers now. Shout out to you guys, man. Appreciate you guys so much, man. If you haven't done so already, please drop a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel. Turn on notifications to get notified when we go live on nights such as tonight. So appreciate you guys, man. You guys are all over the chat today. We're getting the likes up. We got some subs over here. I had as high as 75 people in the building tonight. So the channel's continuing to grow. We had our first 100 people in the building live stream. I think I got up to about 115, 120. 75 tonight. So trending in the right direction, man. I'm starting to, the algorithm is starting to get a little happy with me, starting to put me out there in front of other people. So shout out to you guys who are new. Shout out to those who've been around since day one. Shout out those who joined the journey halfway through. Appreciate all y'all, man. Like I said, you guys keep showing up. I'm going to keep trying to do my best to make this content, man. I think the internet locker room issues happen more due to the robbed L's we got from Dallas, Philly, Sac, and Boston. If we got those, we would have been over 500 as well as the Russ narrative. Yeah, there's a lot of things. There's just a lot of things that pile on. Where there's smoke, there's fire with things, right, too. So, but yeah, those tough L's. But again, you put yourself in position. I'm one of those guys. I used to tell my guys all the time, man, we make our own luck. Like you could sit here, if we lose by one shot, if we lose by one basket, we put ourselves in position probably multiple times throughout that game. Where if we handled that possession better, this last possession might not have mattered. So why it hurts, it stings, it sucks. At the end of the day, you still have to improve. There are things that happened in that game that made that last minute more pressure filled for yourself. Like if you would have handled your business earlier, that might not have happened. Jeff, when we get Gafford, Kispert for D'Lo, Reddish, and some picks, that I don't know, because I don't know what Washington's true agenda is. If Washington is going out there and going to be like, okay, I'll move guys, I'll take your bad contracts for picks. I don't know if that works for D'Lo, because D'Lo isn't a bad contract. That's a very, very desirable contract. Now, in a 3-team trade where D'Lo goes somewhere else and we can work some of that out, I think there's a narrative here that a lot of people aren't picking up on, and that the Lakers are positioned well to help people in 3-way deals, which can then maybe lower the asking price of their picks to lower. So maybe they don't have to give up a first-round pick if they're helping facilitate a 3-team deal. So let's say someone's moving, someone's getting LaVine, and the Lakers want in on that action. They say they want someone out of Chicago, right? Or they want someone on another team. They help facilitate a deal by using some contracts there, but they're not throwing in any picks. That's something I think you need to look at and consider that's something that could really happen. So, hey, Jake, appreciate you. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Love you, Jeff, in the chat. I got to roll. Y'all take care. Get this man to 1K so he can give away some Subway. Hey, man. Thank you, Mike, man. Love is love. Appreciate it, man. You have a good night. Appreciate the continued support. I'm going to get out of here in a few minutes anyway. So thank you. Thank you for pulling up. I appreciate you. Have a good night. And I'll catch you on the next one for sure. Outside of that, let me see what we got going on here real quick. All right. So we got the 63 likes. So appreciate you guys. But on that note, let me see who else we got here. Whoa. They got the dog here chewing on the cord again. Hold on. This dude. 1 second. Got my dog over here getting nuts, man. Sorry, guys. The terroristic puppy. Might get cleared out. There we go. So, but on that note, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up, guys. Been on here for about a little over an hour and a half now. So appreciate you guys tuning in. I came out a little earlier than I usually do. Wanted to get out of here a little earlier. So appreciate you guys for the support. Thank you for the new subscribers, man. Thank you for new subscribers, old subscribers, everyone who dropped a like on the video, who shared the video. But if you haven't done so already, please hit a like on your way out. If you're catching the replay, drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what you think about the takes we had here on the show. And like I said, share the video, help grow the channel here. Let me get a couple of these before I head out real quick. Let's see. I still feel the way Russ was done after he got traded was dumb. It's like they wanted to kick him while he was down. Yeah, no, I get it. They shouldn't have done that. Jeff, can you predict what the Lakers will trade? I would assume D'Lo and maybe some filler. I don't think you're going to get to a $40-50 million deal thing. It'll be like D'Lo, maybe a minimum guy or something to get the money up. D'Lo's money that gets you upwards of almost $30 million. Dogs is hitting the like. Yeah, he probably is here, right? I predicted when the trade went down when D'Lo was going to be a new scapegoat. Fair. That was a fair one, man. We need Zach LaVine. Andrew, I don't think that's happening. Versus Heat tomorrow. Yes, let's get this win. So once again, appreciate you guys. I'll catch you guys on here tomorrow night. Thank you for your continued support. You can be anywhere in the world, but you're here with me. I always appreciate that. So y'all have a good, safe rest of your night. Have a good, safe Wednesday. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Go Lakers. Have a great night, guys.